So we're at a massive intersection. So you can see here it says Avenue of the Americas, right there. So of the Americas, and it's so big. They have police that are controlling it despite the actual traffic light. So you can see, or you might have heard the whistling, but anyways, they're here. And then over there's also a nice little tiny park there inside of the city. So that's good to see. It's all cement here, so whenever there's a green respite, that's a good sign. But yeah, they have police stationed there at the center of the intersection to control traffic. So interesting. So nice urbanism here too. They got a band playing on this closed street. So this is a street that's closed, and this is the park that I was mentioning to you in the middle of the intersection. It's called Greeley Park, and some nice music going down there. It looks like they have activities planned all the time here for entertaining the people of this district. All right, this is crazy. So here we are at one of the infamous $1 pizza stores. So it's actually $1.50, but you can still respect that price. That's a pretty good deal for pizza. And it's Two Bros Pizza, so I guess it's the name. But it's really, I guess, $1.50 for the pizza. They have a combo there. I guess it's 2 slices for $4, but that doesn't really make sense. Anyways, that's really cool. I don't think I'm gonna indulge in that pizza TBH because they usually aren't the most healthy, but that is a New York staple. What the city is known for. I remember watching vlogs with Casey Neistat when I was younger when he would buy those pizzas. So I just wanted to recognize that as one of the important parts of the city. All right, guys, it's awesome. We're at the Flatiron Building, one of the most well-known buildings in the entire world, and apparently one of America's most rare buildings. And this is like a park that used to be a road that's just completely closed off here. And also, it's funny, everything here has the flat branding. So you see flat can, flat bottle, or whatever it says. And it's all covered by scaffolding, as you can see, since it's being turned into a apartment building. So it was used before for commercial purposes, and now apparently it's apartment. So there's lots of noise in that entire thing. I think it's being gutted and redone from zero. So it's pretty incredible how they're repurposing it. And apart from that, it's an interesting square here. There's also a park right here, which I'm gonna check out very shortly. And yeah, it must be cool being in one of those corner rooms where you have a pretty much 360-degree view outside, where instead of just 180 degree view. So I'm in the park. It's pretty cool. Even though you're still in the middle of a big city, it's much more quiet and cool inside the park as opposed to the city. There's a First World War monument here, which just has a flag, and it has the Somme Defensive, which was in the First World War. I was actually in the Somme myself. And there's also Ypres right here, which was in Belgium during the First World War. So I find that interesting. Also, it seems to be a statue somewhere over here. I think that's a person there. So I'll check out who that is. And this park seems to be just a big circle. So I'm gonna do a tour of the entire park. They even have their own section for dogs as well. So the dog park as well, which is cool. So it turns out this park is called the Madison Square Park. It has an actual park too in it. And there's this really amazing building behind me, which is called the New York Life Insurance Building. And if you check at the spire, it's literally gold plated. So I don't know if it's real gold, but it probably isn't. It does look like gold though. That's a quite impressive building. Kind of reminds me of the Empire State Building, which has the wide base here, which is taking up an entire block, and then it tapers to the top. And there's also the National Mathematics Museum just around the corner here as well. So I'm gonna go see the lobby and see if they have any cool mathematics stuff without having to go in. Okay, so I'm in the Museum of Math. You can see lots of different exhibitions. There's even one crazy art piece here which connects to math, and I'm just checking out the gift shop because I'm not actually gonna go to the museum, but kind of cool, not gonna lie. I've never been in a math museum before, so maybe if I had 3 weeks in New York I would come here, but not with the time that I have. Alright guys, you can see I have the witch hat on. I made it into the real Harry Potter museum, so look at this. It's a massive, I don't know what that is. It's a creature that's spinning around the revolving staircase, and a bunch of Harry Potter stuff. So I'm definitely living back many memories from when I read this series a few years back. So it's good that I could finally get inside, given the other one was playing. Guys, this is crazy as well. They have the original, not the original, but the replica of the Horcrux prop, which is one of the parts of the Deathly Hallows that gives you immortality, which is insane. And then here you have the snake from the Chamber of Secrets, if I'm not mistaken, or just a big snake. Oh no, this is Voldemort's pet snake. I forget what the name was. But I just did a broom experience, which is what it's called. And it was really awesome. So I was just reading these quotes. There's some cool quotes on all of the pillars here. This one right here, if you want, you can read it. But they made me do a Quidditch experience, and I'll show you guys the video right afterwards. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. There's a bunch of other things too, which are quite pricey. Like you can get a personally made acceptance letter from Hogwarts for $3,500 Canadian, American, by the same person that wrote the letters for the film. There's a Death Eater mask here, and one of the Death Eater's authentic props, daggers. So many different things here from the movies, which is here now just to make as much money as possible. But anyways, there's also the original brooms from the Quidditch sport, but I can't find them right now. Maybe I'll show you them later. Alright, so I just got out of there. It was really awesome. I hope you enjoyed also the wand experience there that you saw. I hope I did a good job with the Quidditch rod. But yeah, that's what it looks like outside. They once again even have a bar with the butter beer, which is really cool. And yeah, it's pretty elaborate. I wonder if every big city has one of those. And I also wonder how much of the profit goes towards the author. I don't imagine it's that much, which is definitely unfortunate since this would not exist without her. But anyways, now I'm gonna continue going south and discovering Broadway, which is where I'm currently walking right now. Alright, so I'm now in a major park called Union Park. It's a big farmer's market happening here, so many people are coming to buy different things here. There's a bunch of eggs, lots of fresh produce as well. I'm not doing a good job showing you guys what's here, but it is still cool. And now I'm gonna go where it's cooler, which is these trees here. So there's some shade here, and I'll hang out for a bit before continuing on to the next spot. You can already hear some music, so it looks like a good time. So this Union Park is really awesome. This is the first sculpture that I can actually recognize, so that's Abraham Lincoln, if you can't tell. I have these three young gentlemen behind me playing not a quartet, but I don't know what when there's a three-person band, how it's called. And then there's a flag post here with all of the states on it, and has the US Declaration of Independence on it as well, which is interesting. Very patriotic country. From the time I've been here, I've realized that is definitely the case. But yeah, it's a very excellent park. It has to be one of the larger parks in the area because there's a lot of green space. Even some people I saw doing watercolor paintings of the landscape, which is really beautiful. Alright, so now at the end of the square, or the entrance of one of the other terminals, you can see there's a rider here standing there. But I really like the open concept here. It reminds me of the place, so the French word for square, which are very common in France. So it's not that claustrophobic and very open, which I appreciate. And now we're gonna continue south on Broadway. I found another amazing church. It looks to be an Anglican church. There's an English flag outside. Here is the front with a beautiful stained glass work here, and the organs, very interestingly, on either side of the hill. And then there's two beautiful stained glass works as well here on either side of where I was standing. And finally, there's this stand above here with another circular stained glass work. And it's interesting too, as you can see, there is construction going on. This is the first church I've ever been to where they're restoring it in the interior, so it smells like paint inside, but it's still very amazing that they've maintained its openness despite the restoration here. Alright, so at this point we're just doing park hopping from one to the next. So in Washington Square Park, they have like a mini Arc de Triomphe ici, and that's, I assume, George Washington. That's probably why it's called Washington Square Park. And it's very large, and wow, this is the first time I'm seeing the World Trade Center. I just saw it, so look at that. That's insane. So it's almost directly in the line of fire for this building. Let me see if through the arches you can see it as well. Yeah, you can. So Look at that, that's pretty cool. That's definitely not intentional, but it is funny that the arches almost line up with the tower. And look at that internal coffer design on the upper ceiling of the arch. So there's a big fountain here. There's more live music, which I'm gonna go check out, and just a nice park in general.